All right, guys, what's going on? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And it looks like the patch notes for private matches has finally arrived, and we are getting it later today in terms of private matches and everything else that we're going to go over here. So let's get right into it. Since this is going to be a shorter than usual type of video, I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on a little bit of a tidbit in terms of what's going on behind the scenes with the creator event that we are going to be having up sometime, hopefully before season 3. And I just wanted to say right off the bat that the private matches being released later today has no bearing on in terms of when the event will release. The time slot has always been this. So, but this is actually a good thing that the private matches are releasing later today, because it gives players, both content creators and non-content creators alike, a chance to kind of just be familiar with everything, really. So let's get right into this. So we've got season 1, the year 1, season 2.5 patch notes over here. So gameplay: fixed a glitch allowing players to rack up melee damage with rapid taps of the melee button, despite corresponding animation only showing a single strike. Next up, for factions, for Highwaymen, they're launching the Highwaymen's boss cell launcher. Ultra no longer crashes the game, which was pretty on brand in the Highwaymen, but not really a great experience for players. Highwaymen no longer perform the M79's reload animation when canceling the skill after firing off one grenade. Next up, the major challenge tied to unlocking the Highwaymen faction wasn't doing its job upon completion, but now it's unlocking them as intended. Next up, for the maps, they got some for Daytona. They fixed a funky invisible obstruction in the Daytona map that was blocking bullets. Yeah, we definitely don't want that. Game modes. Okay, here we go. The meat and potatoes. Private matches. In response to high community interest, players can now host private matches. The host player forms a lobby, selects a game mode and map, and invites other players to the lobby. Once there, players can invite more players, or the host can kick them out. Once a private match ends, all participants have returned to a private match lobby, or the host can end the match early if they want. Now, I just wanted to address something real quick on this. So now, obviously, we know that this is going to be in beta form. So I'm assuming there's going to be some limitations to this, especially with something like a spectator mode. Again, I could be wrong because we haven't really received the update yet. But things like spectator mode, and as well as specific things that you can, restrict or whatnot, I think things like that are going to be limited because this is going to be in beta. Again, I could be wrong, but it's going to be, in my prediction, I think it's going to be bare bones, but at least we're getting it. However, Aches over on Twitter did respond to one question, and that question is, let's see, will there be a server browser for private matches? And Aches himself said coming, but not tomorrow. So that is a little bit something to look forward to as far as the server browser is concerned. So that's good. I'm glad that it's at least under consideration. But I think one of the things that's going to change from going from beta to full on in season 3 is spectator mode. That's just my prediction. I could be wrong, but that's one of the things that's kind of like buzzing at me, so to speak. All right, let's continue on here. Zone control: fixed an issue preventing players from capturing a zone if the opposing team contested the zone in the final moments to capture. Next up, progression: reverted the weapon level threshold changes from 2.3 in the previous numbers. Primaries now level up every 1500 XP, and secondaries level up every 500 XP. This change was retroactive, so you'll get credit for XP gains as if these levels had been in place all along. We know that the slower progression in 2.3 wasn't ideal, especially for the players who focus on completing objectives rather than scoring kills. So this should make things feel smoother. Thank you for your patience. I'm glad that they reverted this. I remember you guys on stream, as well as other things, basically were telling me how you did not like this. And I also love the fact that they're actually going to give you credit. Not only are they going to revert back, but they're actually going to be giving you credit in terms of the time that you've already invested, despite the previous change or whatever ended up happening previously, whether it was intentional or not. According to the devs, it was unintentional. So this is actually a good thing, and I think this is what's going to happen with Prestige coming up for season 3. Like, for instance, I'm a level 260 something, if I remember correctly. So basically, like, everything is like, all the credit that I have put into the game is going to be showing in Prestige. That is my prediction if this is going to repeat. And I remember that this has repeated previously when it came to changing the way XP worked previously, like towards the beginning of the launch of the game within the first few weeks. that they changed really, really quickly. All right, let's keep going down here. We've got devices, the smoke grenade, light emitting from windows, doorways, and similar portals should no longer be visible through the cloud cast by smoke grenades. And of course, miscellaneous fixed the ninja sprint animation so it runs correctly in the store preview and the MVP screens. So even though this is actually a small update, the fact that you've got, well, the meat and potatoes are such and such, right? The meat is basically the private matches, and then the potatoes is your progression system, and everything else is pretty much fixing bugs and stuff like that. So, because again, a lot of people were requesting this, and a lot of people were requesting this. So, just before we end here, because this is a shorter video, just before we end here, I am pleased to announce that if things keep going in this type of rate, in terms of everything going on behind the scenes for communicating with the other creators and stuff like that, for the event that we're going to have before season 3 or whatever else we decide by then, we will probably be moving into phase 3 sometime next week. But I do expect things next week to be a little slow. So we'll be into phase 3. My prediction is we'll be in phase 3 by next week, after a few meetings have been established, and that's the goal for this week, if not early next week before the break of spring. I'm sorry, not spring break, Thanksgiving. But the thing is, ultimately, we're gonna try to knock that out by the week end on this one. So, but so far things have been really good. Communication's been really good, and I can't wait to share some of the stuff that I've been running through my mind, as well as some of the other stuff that other creators have been running through their minds as well. And that's what the meetings are all about, to combine notes and make a final decision, and then announce what those are, and then eventually go into phase 3. And then after that, it's going to be a lot of trial and error, and then figuring out when the most amount of people can participate at any given time. And the good news is, so far, is that a lot of the vast majority of people's schedules seem to be in sync. In other words, they're very similar to one another, which is great, which makes this that much more possible. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to end this here. So again, very excited. I know a lot of creators are going to be playing with private matches for sure. As far as I'm concerned, I am going to basically be continuing to try to put everything together. I will be putting in more time into the game, because actually playing the game and enjoying the game is one of the things that keeps me sane, especially since I'm full on back to work now. From the aftermath of what happened with the hurricanes, I'm back on normal schedule. This video would have been out sooner, but I was absolutely exhausted yesterday and just came home and went to sleep. So, but let me know what you guys think of this private match update, and I can't wait to tell you some of the things that have been discussed in over on Discord with the other creators. And of course, after everything has been kind of finalized, we'll just kind of go from there. So, anyway, with that being said, guys, thank you all very much for the support. Thank you all to all the creators for the support, and the viewers. And as far as viewers are concerned, I can't wait to tell you one idea that I have, but I want the other creators' input as well after we get into a meeting, and then after that we will go from there. And that's it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of this little update, as well as anything else. I thank you all for the support. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.